What is going on, everybody? This is J.Victor with Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me today, recording on this beautiful Monday, October 28th of 2024. Lots of stuff to cover, some good news all the way around, some not so great news, some memories made, and a brand new top 5 list. But let's get it started with the following. So why do we do this hobby of sweepstakes? Well, I was able to make some great memories this weekend when I was able to take my cousin to a WWE SmackDown event at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. His first wrestling match of his lifetime in his mid-30s, let's say. And he grew up overseas, always wanted to see a wrestling match in person. He's the first person I thought of. We had a wonderful time, and shout out to WWE and Wheatley Vodka for the fantastic promotion, the excellent seats that we got at the Barclays Center, which was a tremendous venue in itself. I had never been there. The building looks great. The surrounding area in Brooklyn is wonderful with the brownstones, very clean, and a very nice time had by us. Got home real late after stopping at a diner because we had to make our way back home. Got home around 3:30 in the morning, but it was an excellent time. So again, shout out to WWE and Wheatley Vodka for a fantastic promotion and great seats, and we had an absolutely wonderful time. And as far as any additional bag alerts, a lot of small wins within the last couple of weeks. A book from my local television station, a $5 digital gift card from Coke Zero Sugar. I finally won a beer stein from Sam Adams Oktoberfest, which for as little as I drink, that is my beer of choice anyway. So how serendipitous to win through Samuel Adams, as well as a surprise win through DoorDash on a contest I totally forgot I entered. But apparently I was one of 300 winners in the Fan Coach sweepstakes, which will net me a DoorDash hoodie, as well as a $50 DoorDash gift card. So very thankful for that. And then the latest win from 2 days ago, the Pepsi holiday promotion. I think a lot of you who are doing that one will recognize it by entering in your information, a UPC code, and seeing all the snowmen and seeing a gift unwrap itself. Well, I was the very grateful winner of a $100 prepaid gift card. So shout out to Pepsi for that one. $100 is $100 and always useful. So that was a great sweep and glad to win on that one and all the other small ones. Hopefully we're getting ready for something bigger. But moving on to what is now our new weekly topic, at least it will be during the football season. And I don't have any background music, or else I would probably play the dun 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 thing from NFL videos. TCL Season of More giveaway. So, as a reminder, the Vikings and Rams game, which, side note, ended on a very terrible, obvious missed face mask call against Sam Darnold and the Vikings in the end zone that ended up in a safety. I'm sure the NFL Rules Committee and refs will be looking at that one, and they said they'll look at it in the offseason, but what a terrible way to end the game. And even more terrible, the event that had to happen was an 85 or more yard rushing or receiving touchdown. I'll let you folks off gently. They were nowhere close to having such a score. So no TVs up for grabs this past week, and our next week coming up, which is entry period 8 for TCL. game we'll be shooting for is going to be October 31st on Thursday. The Texans, sans Nico Collins, who is their star wide receiver on IR, and possibly sans Stephon Diggs, who had a non-contact knee injury, hoping it's not an ACL. I have him on my fantasy team, but more importantly, he is a human being, so hate to see athletes of any sort get injured. Hope Stephon Diggs does well. But that being said, the event that we're shooting for in this game, and let's not get too ahead of ourselves because this is going to be a rough one. 4 or more rushing/receiving touchdowns by one player. So you have to hope that one player is going to get 4 or more touchdowns, combination of wise, in one game. Looking at the Jets and looking at the new combo of Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, at least the last couple of weeks, unfortunately, folks, that will not be happening, at least for Davante Adams. Hopefully they get some chemistry together. Davante Adams was on my Las Vegas Raiders team and was not happy, apparently, with the team itself. So apparently he wanted to go from one 2-6 team to another 2-6 team, but at least he has his best friend on the new 2-6 team in Aaron Rodgers. So 4 or more rushing or receiving touchdowns by one player. If there is any hope of this happening for the Texans, it would be Joe Mixon, their running back, who can also catch out of the backfield. And if it was going to be anyone on the Jets, my assumption is it's going to be probably their running back, Breece Hall, unless a wide receiver from either team has a tremendous game. Up for grabs, 34 75-inch TCL TVs, model number QM851G, with a retail value just under $1,500. Good luck to everybody who's going to enter that one. If I'm being fair, the one we have a much better chance for will be the following week after. The Bengals versus the Ravens who have star quarterback Lamar Jackson. The event that has to happen in that game, both team quarterbacks combine for 98 or more rushing yards. The Ravens are playing the Bengals. The Bengals have quarterback Joe Burrow. He may account for about 10 yards rushing. So you need Lamar to account for the other 88. This is the best chance I've seen all year of one of these events happening. So good luck to all teams involved, and hopefully something happens to where we can actually get going and get some of these TVs from TCL, because it has been 8 entry periods and nada for anybody. But stay positive, keep hope alive, and we'll see what happens. On another sad football note, what a crushing week for yours truly in fantasy football. Holy cow. Taking an absolute beating on both of my leagues. One of them is completely out of hand. The saving grace, me being one of the top teams, all the other top 4 teams have lost in that league as well. So it doesn't look like I'll be sliding down the ranks anytime soon. My other league that I'm in was rough, to say the least. Jordan Mason, who has taken over for the ailing Christian McCaffrey on the San Francisco 49ers, got me 1 point and then re-injured his shoulder. It did not help that the coach after the game said, well, if we needed him, he could have been back in. So that leaves me up 3 points, with my opponent having the New York Giants defense and Malik Neighbors, and he only needs to get 3 points. So suffice it to say, probably within 5 minutes of game time start, that league will be finished for me. But we will see what happens in the meantime. So good luck to me, and good luck to those of you who participate in fantasy football as well. I wish you all the best. Coming up for you folks next, the weekly top 5, followed by, let's call it a editorial on one specific company who's running a couple of sweeps that I've heard a lot of people gripe and complain about, and I'm always obviously on the side of a sponsor. If it has anything to do with human error or a mistake, suffice it to say, obviously mistakes happen, mistakes can be corrected, but can't say much about that particular company, but a little bit more on that after this week's top 5. Starting which has to do with a game that my kid would not leave me alone about, but I will say he collected his own birthday money, and we were able to get it downloaded today, maybe 1 or 2 days after it was released, and that is the Little Caesars and Call of Duty sweepstakes, which is either a purchase or mail-in. And in many cases, for Little Caesars, I do both because there is one not really close to me, but close enough that if we're in the mood for it, I will make the trip with my authentic pizza bag to keep the pizzas warm or whatever we decide to buy. But this one comes in at number 5. And what I really like about Little Caesars is when they have their sweepstakes, there's usually a ton of stuff that they're giving away. In the majority of cases, it's going to have to do with a purchase of something. Now, they do have, obviously, a no purchase necessary option, which is a mail-in. But I will tell my friends at Little Caesars, boy, do they make it tough with the length of the address that you got to put on there. But that being said, I did make up 3 envelopes, so maybe something will happen. The free game codes won't help us because, like I said, my kid badgered me to get this game right away. But in this sweep, they will be giving 2,700 winners a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Plus, they'll have in-game prizes of XP boosts and Call of Duty points and a battle pass. So they're going to have well over 15,000 winners total. Obviously, it's a daily entry. As much as I like Little Caesars once in a while, health-wise, I can't recommend eating it every single day unless you have a great constitution or spend 3 hours in the gym every day. This one is running October 21st through December 31st. It is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States and DC, including Canada, but unfortunately excluding our friends in Quebec. It also includes Mexico, ages 18 and older for this one. You'll be getting either Black Ops 6 game code, battle passes, various Call of Duty points ranging from 500 to 21,000, including, for those of you in the know who play that game, in many cases, 15 minutes of dual XP. So you'll have 15 minutes to do your best or do your worst to get your XP going in that game. But shout out to Little Caesars and Call of Duty for another great sweepstakes. That lands at number 5 on our top 5 list. Number 2, the Valpak $10,000 Food Network sweepstakes. Simple and easy. It's a daily sweep. One winner, a $10,000 check. This one goes from October 27th through December 6th. And it is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States, including DC, who are ages 18 and older and have reached the age of majority. The reason I put this on here, and I hear this a lot from many people have never heard of anybody winning a Valpak contest. However, in my opinion, they keep putting them out there. There's got to be a winner. I'm sure someone at some point in all these years has requested a winners list, and there has been a winner somewhere. It's tough. It's a daily sweep. There's a lot of people that do them. Some of the Val packs, they run for 6 months to a year. This one, fortunately, is about a month and some change. Looks like just under a month and a half. So good luck to everybody who does that one. 10 grand. Who couldn't use 10 grand, right? Number 4 on this week's top 5. Number 3, the Shop LC Halloween Spectacular Sweepstakes. A lot of you who do sweeps know Shop LC. They do sweepstakes quite often. This one is listed as being open to legal residents of the United States, ages 18 and older. This one runs from the 25th of October to the 23rd of November. So a nice short one, just under a month. It is a daily. Total retail value of all the prizes in this one will be $22,000. They'll have 30 first prizes, which equals out to 1 per day. They'll give a daily prize from a product that they show on their website, and they'll also have 30 second prizes, also 1 per day, of a $100 store credit for Shop LC. But the big one for this one, their grand prize, is going to be a Rolex watch. So whether you want to collect it, wear it, win it, sell it, whatever, Rolex is a great prize. I've always wanted one, but can't see myself investing the money to get one. So here's to me if I win that. The Shop LC Halloween Spectacular coming in at number 3. Number 2 on this week's top 5 is actually from last week, but I don't give them enough credit, and the times I record the podcast, which are usually on a Monday, right before Monday Night Football, does not allow me to talk about the T-Mobile Tuesdays, week number 438 sweepstakes. T-Mobile, along with their T-Mobile Tuesday app, does a weekly sweep, and I'll give it up to T-Mobile, although I am no longer a customer. I was never a phone customer. I did have their wireless internet, their cellular-based internet that worked good for a while. It just didn't work out for me as a homeowner and consumer. But a good product depending on, obviously, where you live, how your connection is, and how close you are to a cell tower. But even though I'm no longer a customer, eligible to enter into their sweepstakes, and they usually have some good ones. And this is ending tomorrow on the 29th. But specifically for the sweep that started Tuesday, 60 grand prize winners will get $500 cash in form of a check. So, it's a one and done. It runs weekly, this one from the 22nd to the 29th of this month, open to all of our friends in the 50 United States, including D.C., the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, ages 18 and older. So 60 people, $500 each, $30,000 total. And T-Mobile does a great job with these promotions week in and week out. And, maybe I'll be taking a closer look because they usually have some good prizes out there. They all run for a week. There's no reason that they can't land on the top 5 every week, unless there's other sweepstakes that are really stepping up their game. But shout out for T-Mobile, not only for obviously making this one super easy, giving a lot of prizes to a lot of people. They come through week in and week out for sweepstakes. So whether you've had them or not, whatever you think about their service, they certainly do a great job on marketing and putting prizes out there. So shout out to T-Mobile. You landed at number 2 on this week's top 5. And number 1, going from one cell phone provider that I do not use to another that I do use, the AT&T 2024 prepaid sweepstakes. The winner of this sweepstakes is going to win a $2,500 gift card, plus 8 winners are going to get a Samsung Galaxy smartwatch and a $50 AT&T airtime card for prepaid phones. This one's fairly easy. It runs a little bit longer. It's from October 17th to December 13th. And it is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States and D.C. who have reached the age of majority. But this one is not a one and done or a daily. It is a weekly. So you could post it on your to-do list of sweeps to do. And one of you folks is going to win a $2,500 gift card, which is not too shabby. So that rounds out our top five, the top five sweeps that I love, at least for this week, until we come up with a new list for next week. But times come from liking sweeps to not necessarily liking them. And you can even say hating them. Hate's a strong word, but I will say I'll bring it up here, and I think I've mentioned this once before. I'll mention it one more time, and it'll probably be for the last time, only because I did reach out several times to this company. Obviously, without any help, I reached out to the sweepstakes administrator, the website running it. Not going to reach out to either one of the sponsors because I think they have very little to do with it. It probably has more to do with the face of the company and the administrator running it. But Florida Today and USA Today. Florida Today is running the Steel Great American Home and Garden Refresh $100,000 giveaway. And then USA Today is also running their own sweepstakes that involves the Super Bowl and a trip to said Super Bowl. Well, like many of you out there, I've entered both of these and put my information in, done my due diligence, read the rules, see that I qualify in every way. And you get through. Obviously, it's on your list of stuff to do. And you submit, and you get a message saying, sorry, this email can no longer participate in such and such sweepstakes. And this is run by USA Today and Florida Today, the parent company being Gansett Media, or Gannett Media. I apologize. Gannett Media, Gannett. And the sweepstakes administrator is 2nd Street. So I've reached out to both 2nd Street, USA Today, Florida Today, and Gannett Media over the past 2.5, 3 weeks maybe, with not a single response, not a reply, not a canned email back. And if anyone from any of those companies is listening, I wish you were just honest with yourselves and put in the email. If you are a sweeper or someone who does sweepstakes daily, or if you are a person who follows our rules and enters in, but we say, oh, this can't be right. This person's entered all 7 days. The contest's been going. Suffice it to say, not really a big fan of these sweepstakes. I've actually stopped doing them. And if they were honest with themselves, they would, put in their rules, whether it's legal or not, sweepers need not apply. Which also makes me wonder, for these prizes, $100,000 home renovation, tickets to the Super Bowl, I'm getting a whiff of the McDonald's scandal, because I'm not the only one this has happened to. It's happened to a ton of people I've seen online, with the assumption being that everybody's following the rules. They just see, okay, this person is entering from such and such place, or maybe they've seen the email on every single one of their sweepstakes. I have no idea what's going on, but the message on there that says, this email is no longer allowed, pretty crass and pretty bush league, in my opinion. So, whatever prizes they have, they are more than welcome to keep them. And, if you are still in either one of these sweepstakes from the beginning and your email for some reason hasn't been banned, hats off to you. Because I have, no idea how they come up with these types of things. But it seems like, maybe they're filtering out people who do all of their sweepstakes or who have done them before, and they say, yep, you're not going to be allowed in this one. Maybe they're saving it up for a friend or family member or somebody on the inside, but who knows? Allegedly, of course. However, they're trying to play this game. So to our friends at Gannett Media, or to my friends, I should say, I don't want to speak for anyone out there, my friends at Gannett Media, USA Today and Florida Today, hated it. You guys need to do better. Whether or not someone does sweepstakes as a hobby, if you're going to offer a contest up to everyone, make sure it's available to everybody. People are following the rules, and you're blocking them for, whatever your own purposes were. If anyone ever returned my emails, I would have loved to know the reason. Just be honest and upfront. But too bad, so sad. And that's going to be it for that issue of hated it. And usually a little bit tongue-in-cheek on those. But in this case, really poor form by Gannett Media. Not so much in that they are banning emails. They don't even have the guts to respond to you. So sorry to hear that, and don't think I will, obviously I won't be entering any more of their contests when I see them, but I hope no one comes to my door trying to sell me a copy of USA Today, because I'll have a very frank answer as to why I would never buy into their periodical. So that's my 2 cents on that subject. And, I didn't drop an email at the beginning of this episode, but if you guys have any thoughts on that, or if your email was banned from a Gannett Media contest, whether it be Florida Today, USA Today, either one of these sweeps, or maybe any sweepstakes that you want to share, obviously you can do that anonymously. Go ahead and drop me a line. sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's sweepstakespodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. You could also obviously now catch us on YouTube at Sweepstakes Podcast, as well as on Instagram and TikTok. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can, of course, see the links there in the link tree. And the links will also be supported on our Spotify page and our other podcast pages. So search out Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast, Official Rules podcast on TikTok, and Sweepstakes Podcast on Instagram. Would love to have you follow for any other content, any wins, or just share your experiences, or just be a friend or follower and chat me up. Always like hearing from folks who listen to the podcast. I'm going to cut it for what I consider short now. We started by doing 19-minute episodes. We've gone on to 37 minutes, but as of the end of the sentence, we'll be right at 30 minutes, which will be a comfortable close. You've been listening to Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast. I'm J.Victor. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next time.
This has been a father and son production.